We're big fans of the rather stylish Volvo V60 estate here in Carbuyer, and if you've already watched that review, you could be forgiven for wondering why I'm about to do another one. That's because this V60 contains a piece of kit that you won't find on the standard version: a plug socket. This is the Volvo V60 plug-in hybrid. It combines an electric motor with a traditional diesel engine, which Volvo claim make it capable of doing 155 miles to the gallon, and it has CO2 emissions of just 49 grams per kilometre. The hybrid is unrecognisable from the standard version, making it a good choice for those of us who like the idea of adopting the latest technology without having to make a song and dance about it. Here at the front is a 2.4 litre diesel engine that produces 212 horsepower. Now, this isn't where you fill it up with diesel, it's where you plug your V60 into the mains. It's going to take 4 hours to charge the batteries, which are located here at the back, along with the electric motor, which powers the rear wheels, making this all-wheel drive. And finally, this is where you put the diesel in. Inside, it's all very familiar and very Volvo. Luxurious, comfortable, well-built and well-equipped, with an extremely intuitive media, navigation and car information system, climate and cruise control, all of which can be operated either from the central panel or from the steering wheel. There's plenty of adjustment in both the steering wheel and the seats, along with lots of stowage compartments and, of course, cup holders. But look closely and you'll see the things that single this out as a hybrid. Switches that let you move between the two power sources, and graphics on the display in front of you so you can monitor your driving style and fuel consumption. Here in the back, it's a similar story to the standard model. There's enough space to sit 3 adults comfortably, with plenty of head and leg room. This central armrest folds down to reveal a little stowage compartment and cup holders. As you'd expect from a Volvo, safety is top-notch with 6 airbags, an automatic braking system which prevents low-speed accidents, and an optional driver support pack which includes blind spot warnings, traffic sign recognition and lane-changing alerts, a pedestrian detection system and collision warning system. All this equipment means the V60 Plug-in was the first electric vehicle to score 5 stars in a Euro NCAP crash test. Interesting isn't a word I use a great deal when describing how a car drives, but you know, this one is. It is interesting, not to mention a little challenging, trying to work out how to get the most out of the 2 power sources. As I've mentioned, the 3 buttons down there allow you to switch between them, and you can keep an eye on what's happening here in front of you. It's quite startling though to notice just how quickly the electric power drains away. Now, in pure electric mode, you get a silent ride with a strong surge of power when you need it. Hybrid allows the car to do the work for you, and it selects which power source is the best one to use at any given time. And pure power mode, as the name suggests, gives you a far more powerful and punchier ride. Now let's talk about that fuel economy figure, because sadly the reality is that you won't get anywhere near 155 miles to the gallon driving this car in the real world. The electric motor may be capable of a 31-mile driving range, but I got far less than that out of it, probably down to the fact that I like to drive around in the middle of winter with the car's heater on, and I also quite like to plug my iPod in and be able to listen to music. It's only going to be a realistic option to run this off pure electric power if you do a short and very predictable daily drive, and also if you're happy to wear a few extra layers on a cold day. What all that means is that the reality of how many miles you get to the gallon depends on where you drive the car, how you drive it, and also what the weather is like on the day that you drive it. But having said all that, the fuel economy is still excellent, and its emissions are less than even the most efficient Toyota Prius, meaning that you won't have to pay any road tax. There is a trade-off for this improved efficiency though. You probably won't want to push this Volvo too hard, because the extra weight of the batteries in the back does have an impact. It feels much heavier going into corners, and obviously isn't as nimble as the standard car, making you very aware of bumps and lumps in the road. Another thing you notice is the increase in volume levels as it switches over from the lovely, peaceful electric motor to that rather rumbly diesel. Really, it's a shame that the hybrid system doesn't come with Volvo's new 4-cylinder D4 engine, as it's much quieter than this old 5-cylinder. Now, one of the downsides is the boot. The standard V60 estate doesn't exactly have class-leading space, and it's been compromised even more on the hybrid to make way for all the batteries which are under there. There's less of a trade-in on boot space in the Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in. And that brings me to the main downside. It may be relatively inexpensive to run, but it's very expensive to buy, and it costs a lot more than the practical Outlander. And when you think about it, you can pick up a Volvo V60 estate with a diesel engine that will give you 75 miles to the gallon for 2/3 of the price. Still, if your pockets are deep and your heart is set on a hybrid, then this stylish Swedish estate could be the car for you. If you're after a plug-in hybrid, then click on the video windows to check out our reviews of the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV and the BMW i3 range extender. And don't forget to click on our logo to subscribe to our channel.